A warm welcome to English literature class, my dear students of class 12th. Now I am going to start the poem Dover Beach, chapter number 8. I think this is the last poem of your portion, of your syllabus. Dover Beach by Matthew Arnold. First of all, you must know about the poem, what is in it, what is the theme, and what is about the poem. Here the poem opens on the description of a scene. Here, pay attention please. The poem opens on the description of a scene, but as it advances, it becomes more reflective and less descriptive. It becomes more reflective and less descriptive. It is said that this poem is the best poem of Matthew Arnold, as it is showing his general outlook on life. Showing his general outlook of life. What happens? The poet looks through the window of a house on the shingled beach at Dover. Dover is in England. At Dover, in moonlight. Dover Beach. In beach at Dover, England, in moonlight. He described the scene vividly. Described the scene clearly. The sea is calm. The sea is calm. The moon is shining fairly on the Dover Strait, while the light on the French coast is becoming dimmer and dimmer. So the poet is looking out of the window of his room, remarked that the sea is calm and the tide is full. The sea is calm, but the tide is full. The moonlight is flooding the whole strait. Strait means Gulf of Dover. The moonlight is flooding the whole Gulf of Dover. On the far away French coast, the moonlight shines dimly and then disappears. The cliffs, the rocks of England stand firmly bathed in the moonlight. Those cliffs extend up to the calm strait, means the strait of Dover. The poet invites his beloved to come and see the beautiful scene. There is no real beloved, but the poet invites imaginary. The poet invites his beloved to come and see the beautiful scene. Calm sea in moonlit night. A long line of water rises up, where the sea touches the land bathed in moonlight. The poet draws the attention of the beloved to the harsh sound made by the pebbles as they strike against the shore. As the rising waves recede, these pebbles are thrown back on the sandy shore of the sea. The waves rise and fall in a set pattern and produce a slow, trembling kind of music. This slow music brings in the note of everlasting melancholy, sadness. everlasting. The slow music brings in the note of everlasting melancholy, sadness. The slow, sad music of the sea waves reminds the poet of Sophocles, a great Greek dramatist. The slow, sad music of the sea waves reminds the poet of the Sophocles. He was a great Greek dramatist who heard the same sad music of the Aegean Sea, the sea between Greece and Asia Minor. This sad music brought to his mind the wretchedness, unhappy state of mental or physical softness, wretchedness of human life. This sad music brought to his mind the wretchedness of human life. Wretchedness means unhappy state of mental or physical sufferings. This inspired him to write great plays in which he dramatizes various aspects of human misery and tragedy. The poet remarks that like Sophocles, they means the poet and his beloved, also find a note of human misery in the sound of the sea at Dover Beach. The sound of the sea thus gives expression to human misery that was there in Sophocles' times and is there in their own times. The poet says that once the sea of faith was full and it had encircled the whole earth, but now it is declining and receding. Pay attention here. The poet says that once the sea of faith was full and it had encircled the whole earth, but now it is declining and receding. And as the wind of the night blows and the sea withdraws, the shore is covered with only rounded stones or bare and naked peoples. The shore is covered with only rounded stones or bare and naked pebbles. In other words, as the faith declines, the harsh reality suggested by the naked and dreary pebble on the beach leaves mankind sad and disillusioned. The poet asks his beloved to be loyal to each other in an age of doubts and uncertainties. The seemingly beautiful world has neither joy, seemingly beautiful. The world seems very beautiful, but it is not. The seemingly beautiful world has neither joy, nor love, nor light of knowledge, nor any certainty about anything. It is shorn of peace and remedy for any pain. We human beings in this dark world are like two opposing armies fighting each other in total darkness. We human beings in the dark world are like two opposing armies fighting each other in total darkness, not knowing whom they are killing, friends or foes, friends or enemies. Thus, the poet brings about the confusions, doubts, and uncertainties prevailing in his times. The poet brings about the confusions, doubts, and uncertainties prevailing in his time. This is about the poem, and you will study the details in my next video. Thank you so much.